Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today's Friday, May 3rd, 2024. Today, NBA and Stanley Cup playoff recaps from last night and look ahead to tonight and the weekend. And I'll give out series picks for those series that will be beginning over the weekend. MLB, soccer, golf, NASCAR, Formula One, Idol, news and notes, and best bet. We'll begin with the NBA playoffs. We had 2 games. One stinker, and one epic Game 6. And then we'll look ahead to tonight's Game 6s, and we have a couple of other games, possible and actual. All right, Pacers over the Bucks, 120-98. That was the stinker. The stinker of a game. Indy wins in 6. I win my Indy in 6 bets, and they... despite getting blown out in Game 5, come back and blow them out in Game 6. Knicks beat the Sixers 118-115 in an absolute thriller of a game, end of a series. It was one of the best 6-game series you'll ever see, and the Knicks appropriately win a very close game over the Sixers to advance to the second round, and I had also had Knicks in 6 as my pick in this series. So Pacers-Knicks is now round 2. We'll pick that series in a second. 7 o'clock on ESPN tonight. Cavs, Magic. Jared Allen may be out. We'll see. My line's Magic 1.5, total 219 and 2/5. If Allen's out, then it goes up to 4.5. And for this game, it is Orlando by 4, total 199. That's high. That's a high number for Orlando. That must mean no Jared Allen. I like the over. I'm rooting for the Magic because I have them as my round 1 upset. I thought that could have potentially been a short series because of how Cleveland finished the season, but I was wrong. It's a long series. And I do think Orlando is going to force a Game 7. I wouldn't lay it because I think that line is a little high. Maybe if Allen doesn't play, then maybe that line goes up a little bit more, and then I could get some value with the Cavs. So that's a TBD. I'm probably going to be on Cleveland to hedge that the 2 big parlays I have with the Magic to win the series in. But I also do like over 199 only because the 3-ball. 9:30 ESPN, Clippers, Mavericks. Without Kawhi, my line's Mavericks by 7, total 229 and 3/10, and it's 8 and 206.5. I like the over. This is banking on somebody getting hot from 3. I just don't know who it's going to be, but I do think Dallas closes out, and I win my Dallas in 6 bet like I did with Indy and the Knicks tonight, or last night. So, I do expect Dallas to win. Without Kawhi, they're the better team. Doncic will be the best guy on the court, so I'm not laying the points, but I like the over, but I do think Dallas wins. All right, Saturday, 7 o'clock, TNT, T-Wolves, Nuggets, Game 1. My line is Nuggets by 3, total 221 and 3/4, and it's 4.5 and 208. I like the over. I don't really know who's going to win the game, but I do like the over because I just think that those 2 teams will score a lot of points. I'll give out my series pick in a second. Magic Cavs, if that's Game 7, it'll be 1 o'clock on ABC. My line would be Cavaliers by 3.5, but if not, then it's going to be Cavs-Celtics Game 1. And so either way, the Cavaliers will be playing something, whether it's Game 7 at home or Game 1 on the road. And if it's Cavs at Celtics, my line's Celtics 7.5. And if the Mavs and the Clippers go 7, then that line would be, this is going to be a tricky one to figure out because of no Kawhi. So the line for that potential Game 7 would be a pick'em. I'd have it at a pick'em, which would be kind of appropriate for a Game 7. All right, series picks for series that we have. If we end up with Cavs Celtics, all right, so best player in the series, Jason Tatum. Coaching advantage. Oof, this is a bad one. Neither of these coaches are good coaches from a playoff standpoint. JP Bickerstaff and Joe Mazzulla. I would take Joe Mazzulla. He's had a better season. So he's the default answer. Biggest story of the series. Will Boston survive and continue to roll without Kristaps Porzingis, or will it be a reflection on their opponent in the previous round, or even a reflection on it in potentially this round as well? So, prediction. I don't think the Cavaliers are that good at all. I think Boston's a lot better. But no Kristaps Porzingis makes this pick a little difficult, so I'm going to go with the safe pick and say the Celtics in 5 games. And we don't have that series price out. I'm going to bet that if the Cavs close out Orlando tonight, I had the Nuggets game in my head for a second. So, Cavs Magic's tonight. If the Cavs close out the Magic tonight, I'm taking the Celtics in 5 over Cleveland. All right, Knicks, Indiana. Best player in the series, Jalen Brunson. I've been on the Halliburton train. I'm a big Halliburton fan, but the second half of the season, he really hasn't been the same player. Meanwhile, Jalen Brunson right now is a better basketball player than Tyrese Halliburton. That's facts. So, best player in the series, Jalen Brunson. Coaching matchup, Tom Thibodeau versus Rick Carlisle. Tom Thibodeau gets the edge for me. That's no disrespect to Rick Carlisle. Rick Carlisle's done a great job this year. And again, just like in the previous series, one thing that Rick has that Tom doesn't is a championship. But let's face it, that was over a decade ago. So I'm not saying it's irrelevant, but it's not that relevant. It's less relevant than Nick Nurse's 2019 title with the Raptors. Story of the series. Which point guard will continue its fine play from their first round series? And I think both will. But I trust Brunson more than I trust Halliburton. And the Obi Toppin. Is this a revenge series for him? Obviously, they traded for Obi Toppin in the summer. And he comes off the bench for them, just like he did for the Knicks. And I think Obi Toppin thought he was going to be a starter in Indiana, but that turns out not to be the case. And 2 big trade acquisitions from the Raptors are going against each other. Pascal Siakam on Indy and OG Anunoby on the Knicks. So that's another subplot. So it's going to be really interesting, this series. I'm excited. I think this could be a long series. But ultimately, I think it's going to be the same outcome as both of these teams' previous series. But I think the winner of the series is going to be the New York Knicks. I think that they're the better team, better coach, best player. All that combined, you should win the series. So I'm going to say Knicks in 6 over the Pacers. And I'm going to bet that. It's probably up on FanDuel right now. Knicks 4-2 is plus 470. The favorite outcome. Whoa! Whoa, that's ridiculous. The favorite outcome in the series is Knicks in 5 at plus 280. Are you kidding me? My God, that's disrespectful to Indiana. Very disrespectful. 6-1 is Pacers in 6. And that is also the same number as a Knicks sweep. The Knicks are minus 265. The Pacers are plus 210. That's ridiculous. That's disrespectful to Indiana. Now it's minus 300 and plus 235. My God. Are the Knicks overvalued, I think, a little bit here. Just a little. And Knicks 4-1's plus 270. Knicks 4-2's plus 460. Knicks in 6 is the pick. I think Indy wins a couple games that makes it interesting. And they're being disrespected in the betting market in the series in the biggest way possible. And that's coming from someone that supports the New York Knicks. And is emotionally into these games. How disrespectful the market is in Indiana, and it's surprising but not completely stunning. The Thunder series is not going to start until Tuesday, so I can't give out a pick for that. But the best series of the second round, Timberwolves Nuggets. All right, best player in the series is Nikola Jokic. Of course, it's Nikola Jokic. But Anthony Edwards ain't far behind. That guy's a rock star. Absolute rock star, and I love watching him play. So the coaching edge, I have to say Mike Malone, he has a title. Chris Finch doesn't. But let's hope Chris Finch is okay after that injury in Phoenix. Story of the series, will Anthony Edwards continue his rise that he's on? I think he absolutely can. And I think he absolutely will. I love Anthony Edwards, and he's such a joy to watch, especially on the big stage like this. My pick in the series, though, this is going the distance. It is absolutely going the distance. And I think that the Nuggets will win in 7 because they're the Denver Nuggets. I think that Jamal Murray will get healthier. And I think that they win the series in 7 games. I'm going to pull up those odds really quickly. Denver is minus 205. Minnesota's plus 164. The Knicks are bigger favorites than Denver. That's only because of Murray's health. Let's be honest. It's only because of Murray. Only because of Jamal Murray's health. And a correct score, Denver Nuggets 4-3. That's plus 410. Favorite outcome is Denver in 5 plus 330. I think that's ridiculous too because of the health of Murray, but I'm going Denver 4-3 at plus 410. All right. The Stanley Cup playoffs. I know we did a lot on NBA, but we had to preview and pick some series this year. We will talk about the results, or the result from last night. Look ahead to the weekend. Leafs over the Bruins 4-2. Or I'm sorry, 2-1. I read that score wrong. To force a Game 7 back in Boston. And that's impressive to do that without Austin Matthews. Only 2 games tonight, 7 o'clock TNT, Canucks Predators, so both in the West. So the Preds looking to force a Game 7, Canucks looking to close out. Preds minus 132, Canucks plus 110, over under 5.5, overs minus 206, unders minus 114. Canucks plus 1.5 is minus 245, Preds minus 1.5 is plus 198. I wish the Preds were underdogs here. I do think they're going to force a Game 7. I picked Canucks in 7, sticking with the pick. But I'm going under 5.5 goals, minus 114. I absolutely love that. And 10 o'clock on TNT, Stars Golden Knights. Dallas wins, series is over. Golden Knights Game 7 back in Dallas on Sunday. Dallas minus 114, Vegas minus 105, over under 5.5, overs minus 122, unders even money. Dallas minus 1.5 is plus 215, Vegas plus 1.5 is minus 265. For this one, I'm also going with the under. But for the podcast, I'm giving out the Stars to close them out, minus 114. They've been playing better. They have momentum. They're, to me, the team to beat in the West. So I like Dallas minus 114 to close out Vegas, and I win yet another series bet. Saturday prime time, 8 o'clock, ABC, Maple Leafs, Bruins from TD Garden. Will the Bruins blow a 3-1 series lead for the second year in a row in the first round? Maybe. They're minus 146 favorites. Maple Leafs are plus 122. Over under 5.5. Overs plus 102. Unders minus 124. Leafs plus 1.5 is minus 30. Bruins minus 1.5 is plus 188. If Austin Matthews is back, I'm taking the Maple Leafs to win outright. But if he's not back, I'm going to go Bruins regulation plus 110. So I think Austin Matthews' availability will determine where I'm going to bet for this game. All right, Sunday, we could have a Golden Knights Stars Game 7 and a Predators Canucks Game 7. I think the Canucks close out the Predators on Sunday. And we also have Game 1, Hurricanes Rangers from the Garden. It's a pick of minus 110 each way, over under 5.5. Overs minus 106, unders minus 114. Carolina minus 1.5 is plus 3. Rangers plus 1.5 is minus 285. Wrong team's favored on the puck line, in my opinion. And I think the Rangers are disrespected in this series in a big way for a team that won the President's Trophy. But for this game, I'm betting the under. All right. So we do not know when the Avs versus Stars / Golden Knights or the Oilers against the Canucks / Predators will begin. If those two series begin on Sunday, or if one of them does, I might have an emergency podcast to preview and pick both series potentially. If not, I'll just give out my picks on the Monday show. And I don't think they'll start on Sunday. So, Rangers-Canes, I have to give out my series pick because that series starts on Sunday. And it looks like it's going to be a 7 o'clock p.m. start, which is good. All right. Best player in the series. This is a hard one, but I'm going to say Artemi Panarin. You can make a case for Sebastian Aho. You can make a case for Igor Shesterkin. And Jake Gensel even has good playoff history too, but I'm going to say Artemi Panarin, although Sebastian Aho is a close second. Coaching matchup, it's Peter Laviolette against Rob Bindamore. Obviously, Laviolette coached Bindamore in the Stanley Cup Final in 2006 for the Hurricanes, so that's a little bit of symmetry and irony there. But the coaching advantage, I think it's a toss-up. I like Brindamore a lot as a coach. Laviolette hasn't won a cup since 2006, ironically enough. So you can make a case Brindamore has the coaching edge here. But Laviolette, in my opinion, has had a better season this year than Brindamore. Because one won the division and the President's Trophy and the other did not. But I'm going to say Brindamore in general, but this season, Laviolette. If that makes sense. Story of the series. We talked about it already. It's the two head coaches, how Laviolette coached Brindamore in the 2006 championship run for the Carolina Hurricanes, and Cam Ward was the goalie. Like I said, the symmetry between those guys is a story. This is a rematch of a round 2 series from 2 years ago where the Rangers won in 7 games. These two teams are arguably the best 2 teams in the league. But I think the wrong team is favored in this series. And I think that the Rangers are going to win the series in 7 games. I think they're the better team. I think they're the deeper team. Like I said, coaching's a toss-up. Both these guys are excellent. But Igor Shesterkin's always played well against the Hurricanes. I think Ranger fans might take over in Raleigh, although apparently Carolina's making some Josh Harris types of moves and blocking Ranger fans from buying the tickets, which is I think, a loser move. That means you're afraid. And I think that's going to matter. I think the Ranger fans might take over that building a couple times. Not that I think they're going to win every game in Carolina, but there's going to be some games where Rangers have the lead. Their fans are going to show up there. So the favorite outcome in the series is Carolina 4-2 at plus 360. But my pick is Rangers 4-3 plus 490. So Rangers in 7. Canes in 7 is also plus 490. Rangers in 6 has some value plus 680. But plus 490, Rangers in 7. That's going to be my pick. And I'm really excited for this series. And I think this is going to be an outstanding series. All right, now move on to Major League Baseball. We'll go over the results from a small window from today and look ahead to tonight and the weekend. Marlins over the Rockies 5-4-10 on a walk-off single by Jesus Sanchez. O's over the Yankees 7-2. Mets over the Cubs 7-6-11 on a walk-off 2-run double by Francisco Lindor. Giants over the Red Sox 3-1. Rangers over the Nationals 6-0. And the Astros over the Guardians 8-2. All right, matinee game at 2:20 of the Brewers and the Cubs from Wrigley. Huge series. Joe Ross, Hayden Wesneski, former Yankee farmhand. The Cubs are minus 126. The Brewers are plus 108. Over under 7.5. Over is minus 115. Under is minus 105. Brewers plus 1.5 is minus 225. Cubs minus 1.5 is plus 184. I like the over actually in this spot. Minus 115. 6 o'clock. O's Reds. Cole Irvin, Hunter Green. Pick 'em. Minus 180 each way. Over under 9. Minus 110 each way. O's minus 1.5 plus 140. Reds plus 1.5 is minus 170. It would be so Orioles of them to have a letdown. I'm sorry. I know they had a big series, went over the Yankees. This has letdown written all over it. Give me Hunter Green and the Reds, minus 108. 6:30, Rockies, Pirates. Cal Quantrill, Martin Perez. Pirates minus 180, Rockies plus 152, over under 8. Over is minus 120, under is minus 102. Rockies plus 1.5 is minus 140. Pirates minus 1.5 is plus 116. That's a hard one, but I'm actually going to lay the run line with the Pirates, but I don't feel good about it. Giants, Phillies, Apple TV Plus. Jordan Hicks, Aaron Nola. Phils minus 142, Giants plus 120, over under 7.5. Over is minus 118, under is minus 104. Giants plus 1.5 is minus 176. Phillies minus 1.5 is plus 146. I'm going to go with the under. 6:45 Apple TV Plus, Blue Jays Nationals. Yusei Kikuchi and Patrick Corbin. Jays minus 168, Nats plus 142. Over under 9. Over is minus 104, under is minus 118. Jays minus 1.5 is even money. Nats plus 1.5 is minus 120. Patrick Corbin stinks. Over. 6:50 Mets Rays. Jose Quintana, Aaron Savali. I hate that start time. 50. That's the new thing in baseball. Rays minus 142, Mets plus 120, over under 8. Over is minus 104, under is minus 118. Mets plus 1.5 is minus 188. Rays minus 1.5 is plus 155. Over. Don't feel good about it, though. 7 o'clock, Tigers, Yankees from the stadium. Reese Olson, Marcus Stroman. Yanks minus 168, Tigers plus 142, over under 7.5. Over is minus 122, under is even money. Tigers plus 1.5 is minus 162. Yankees minus 1.5 is plus 34. I like the under and even money. Angels, Guardians. Jose Soriano and Tanner Bibe. Guardians minus 172. Angels plus 144. Over under 8. Over is minus 115. Under is minus 105. Angels plus 1.5 is minus 150. Guardians minus 1.5 is plus 125. We'll go over 8, minus 115. Rangers, Royals. Michael Lorenzen, Brady Singer. Royals minus 112, Rangers minus 104, over under 9. Over is minus 105, under is minus 115. Rangers minus 1.5 is plus 155. Royals plus 1.5 is minus 188. Under. 8 o'clock, Red Sox Twins. Tanner Houck, Chris Paddock. Twins minus 110, Red Sox minus 106, over under 8, overs minus 108, unders minus 112. Sox minus 1.5 is plus 155, Twins plus 1.5 is minus 188. Tanner Houck's been pretty good this year on Boston. I'm actually going to take them on this as a slight road underdog, minus 106. Mariners Astros. George Kirby, Ronel Blanco. Astros minus 116, Mariners minus 102, over under 8.5, overs minus 5, unders minus 115. Mariners minus 1.5 is plus 52, Astros plus 1.5 is minus 184. I like the Astros at home, minus 116. 8:15, White Sox Cards. Brad Keller and Sonny Gray. Cardinals minus 290, White Sox plus 235, over under 7.5, overs minus 6, unders minus 114. White Sox plus 1.5 is even money. Cards minus 1.5 is minus 120. I like the under. I want to take the White Sox, but I can't do it. Just can't freaking do it. 9:30, Marlins A's. Ryan Weathers, J.P. Sears. A's minus 130, Marlins plus 110, over under 7.5, overs minus 122, unders even money. Marlins plus 1.5 is minus 1, A's minus 1.5 is plus 172. I'm going with an upset with the Marlins plus 110 only because of, I just think that line's low. It just screams upset. Padres Diamondbacks. Dylan Cease, Slade Sassoni. Padres minus 110, D-backs minus 106, over under 9, overs even money, unders minus 122. Padres minus 1.5 is plus 150, D-backs plus 1.5 is minus 184. Tough one, but I'm going to go with the Padres minus 110 as a slight road favorite. Last but not least, Braves Dodgers at 10 o'clock. Series of the year so far, Charlie Morton, Gavin Stone. I didn't realize that the Dodgers and the Yankees have the same record. That's crazy. It feels like one team's significantly better than the other. That's crazy. Dodgers minus 118, Braves even money, over under 9.5, overs minus 2, unders minus 120. Braves minus 1.5 is plus 160, Dodgers plus 1.5 is minus 196. Braves favored on the run line, Dodgers favored on the money line. Tough call, but I'm going to go with the Dodgers at minus 118 to kick it off. All right, Saturday, 1 o'clock, Tigers, Yanks. Casey Mize, Clark Schmidt. 2 o'clock, Red Sox, Twins. TBD, Pablo Lopez. 2:15, White Sox, Cards. Eric Feed, Lance Lynn. Bet the under that one. Brewers, Cubs. Tobias Myers, Jameson Taillon. I don't know, over. 4 o'clock, Rockies, Pirates. Austin Gomber, Jared Jones. That might be a Pirates run line situation, or Jared Jones over strikeouts. Love that guy. Blue Jays, Nats. Kevin Gausman, Jake Irvin, over. Marlins, A's. Trevor Rogers, Paul Blackburn, over. 6 o'clock, Giants, Phillies. Keaton Wynn, Rangers, Suarez. I'd bet the under. Angels, Guardians. Reed Detmers, Ben Lively. Bet the under in that one. O's, Reds. John Means, Andrew Abbott. Ooh, I bet the O's in that one if they're a dog, because I like John Means. Rangers, Royals at 7. Dane Dunning, Michael Wacha. Ooh. I would actually probably go over. 7:15 on Fox. Mets, Rays. Luis Severino, Zach Little. If the Mets are a dog, take the Mets there. Mariners, Astros. Although the Rays do know Severino from his Yankee days. That's what would make me nervous there. Logan Gilbert, Framber Valdez for Astros, Mariners. That's an under. 8 o'clock, Padres, D-backs. Michael King, Brendan Pfaadt. Ooh. If the Padres are a dog, take them. Or a slight favorite. And then Braves, Dodgers at 9 o'clock on Saturday. Bryce Edler, Tyler Glasnow. That's an auto under. Sunday, 1:30, Tigers, Yanks. Tariq Skubal, Nestor Cortez. Ooh. That's probably an under. Rockies, Pirates. Ryan Feltner, Bailey Falter, over. Jays Nats, TBD Mackenzie Gore. Angels Guardians, Griffin Canny, Carlos Carrasco, auto over. Mets Rays, Shamanaya, Ryan Papaya go under. 2 o'clock Red Sox Twins, Cooper Criswell, Joe Ryan. If the Sox are a dog in that game, I'd consider them outright. Mariners Astros, Bryce Miller, Hunter Brown. Ooh. If the Mariners are a dog, you take them outright. Rangers Royals, Joe Gray, TBD. White Sox Cards at 2:15, Garrett Crochet and TBD. 2:20 Brewers Cubs, Bryce Wilson, Javier Assad. That might be an under. Marlins A's, Sixto Sanchez, Joe Boyle, over. Braves Dodgers, Max Fried, James Paxton. If the Braves are a dog, take them. O's Reds, Dean Kremer, Nick Lodolo. If the Reds are a dog, the Reds are like an auto. Pirates D-backs, Matt Waldron, Ryan Nelson, over. And Sunday Night Baseball, a game that should not be on Sunday Night Baseball. It should be Braves-Dodgers, but I don't know why they picked Giants-Phillies instead. Logan Webb, Taijuan Walker. If San Francisco's favored here, you take them. In any way, form, you take the Giants if they're a dog against the Phillies on Sunday Night Baseball. So there you have it for baseball. Now we'll recap the soccer results from yesterday and look ahead to everything going on today and the rest of the weekend. We will begin with the Europa League. Marseille Atalanta 1-1 draw. Leverkusen over AS Roma 2-0. The second legs of the semifinals will be a week from yesterday, so Thursday, May 9th. The Conference League. Fiorentina over Club Brugge 3-2, and Olympiacos over Aston Villa 4-2. So one semifinal will be Wednesday, and the other is going to be Thursday, so let's look out for that next week. The Pro League, Al Hazem Al Aqoud 0-0 draw. Al Ali over Damak 4-1. Al Fateh and Al Riyadh 2-2 draw. All right, today at 11 a.m., Al Tamoon and Al Halal. I'm going to say that's a draw. 2 o'clock, Abba and Al Idiad, another draw. Al Edifak and Al Faya. I'm going to say Al Faya. And then Saturday, 11 o'clock, Al Shabab, Al Raid, Al Tai, Al Khalij, and 2 o'clock, Al Nasser and Al Weda. Premier League. Chelsea over Tottenham 2-0. Coming up at 3 o'clock, Luton Everton. Should be an interesting game. I just have to pull up FanDuel for odds. So the favored team here is Luton, barely, plus 150. Everton's plus 165, and the draw's plus 250. I think Everton's the better team. I'm going to take them plus 165. Saturday, 7:30, Arsenal, Bournemouth. 10 o'clock, Brentford, Fulham. Burnley, Newcastle. Sheffield United, Nottingham Forest. And 12:30, Man City, Wolves. And then Sunday, 9 o'clock, Brighton, Aston Villa. Chelsea, West Ham. And 11:30, Liverpool and Tottenham. All right, Liga MX. We don't have games until Wednesday, May 8th. Programming note, this segment was recorded before the Thursday night Liga MX results between Necaxa and Querétaro and Pachuca and UNAM. MLS. Saturday, 7:30, Atlanta, Minnesota, Charlotte, Portland, DC, Philly, Miami Red Bulls, Orlando, Cincinnati, San Jose, LAFC, Toronto, Dallas, 8:30, Chicago, New England, Houston, St. Louis, Nashville, CF Montreal, 9:30, Salt Lake, KC, and 10:30, Vancouver, Austin. Sunday, 4 o'clock, NYCFC, Colorado from Citi Field, and 6:45, Seattle and the Galaxy. Bundesliga. Today at 2:30, Hoffenheim and RP Leipzig. Leipzig minus 220, Hoffenheim plus 450. The draw is plus 410. I'm going to go under 3.5 goals at plus 118. Saturday, 9:30, Dortmund, Augsburg, Stuttgart, Bayern, Wolfsburg, Darmstadt, Bremen, Gladbach, and 12:30, Cologne, Freiburg. Sunday, 9:30, Union Berlin, Bochum, Frankfurt, Leverkusen at 11:30, and then 1:30, Heidenheim and Mainz. La Liga. Today at 3 o'clock, Getafe and Athletic. Athletic plus 120, Getafe plus 250. The draw is plus 210. Getafe is in 10th. And Athletic is in 5th. We know who's better, and that's Athletic, plus 120 on the road. Saturday, 8 o'clock, Real Sociedad, Las Palmas, 10:15, Real Madrid, Cadiz, 12:30, Girona, Barcelona, and 3 o'clock, Mallorca and Atletico. Sunday, 8 o'clock, Osasuna, Betis, 10:15, Celta Vigo, Villarreal, 12:30, Valencia, Alaves, 3 o'clock, 2 games, Real Almeria and Sevilla, Granada. Serie A today, 2:45, Torino and Bologna. Torino plus 180, Bologna plus 175, draw plus 195. Hard one. I'm going to go with the draw plus 195. Saturday, 12 o'clock, Monza, Lazio, 2:45, Sassuolo, Inter Milan. Sunday, 6:30, Cagliari, Lecce, 9 o'clock, Empoli, Frosinone, Verona, Fiorentina, 12 o'clock, Milan, Genoa, and 2:45, AS Roma and Juventus. League One, Friday, 1 o'clock, Toulouse and Montpellier. I'm just going to pull up those odds really quickly. Toulouse plus 110, Montpellier plus 210, the draw is plus 280. This is crazy that Toulouse is such a big favorite like this. They should not be that big of a favorite. I'm taking the draw plus 280. I think even Montpellier has some value, but I'm going to go with the draw plus 280. And 3 o'clock, Lens and Lorient. Lens is in 6th, and Lorient is in 17th. So they're heading for relegation. And Lens is potentially going to conference and qualifying. Lens minus 70, Lorient 6-1. The draw is plus 380. I'm going to go under 2.5 goals at plus 112. Dutch Eredivisie. Today at 2 o'clock, Almere City and Heerenveen. We have Heerenveen plus 125, Almere City plus 185. The draw is plus 230. Heerenveen's in 10th, and Almere City's in 13th. These two teams are pretty close. I'm going to go with the draw plus 230. And then Fortuna and the Go Ahead Eagles. The Go Ahead Eagles are in 9th, and Fortuna is in 12th. I think the Go Ahead Eagles are better. They're actually a dog, plus 185. Fortuna's plus 125. The draw's plus 240. I'm going with the Go Ahead Eagles at plus 185 here. Sunday, 6:15, Heracles, RKC, Waldwick. PSV Sparta, 8:30, FC Utrecht, Vitesse. FC Volendam, Ajax, 10:45, AZ Alkmaar, FC 20, and 2 o'clock, Feyenoord and PEC Zwolle. English League Championship. All right. Very busy day, Saturday. 7:30, Birmingham, Norwich City, Coventry, QPR. ESPN2, Ipswich, Huddersfield, Leeds, Southampton, Leicester, Blackburn, Borough, Watford, Plymouth, Hull, Rotherham, Cardiff, Stoke, Bristol City. So everybody's playing. So this is like decision day, it looks like. Because literally everybody's playing. And at the same time, too. So Leicester, Blackburn, Leeds, Southampton, Ipswich, Huddersfield. So you said that on ESPN2. Borough, Watford, Plymouth, Hull, Rotherham, Cardiff, Stoke, Bristol City, Sunderland, Sheffield, Wednesday, Swansea, Millwall, West Brom, Preston. Women's League. Tonight, 9:30, Utah, Angel City. Angel City plus 105, Utah plus 240, the draws plus 260. I'm going to Angel City plus 105. And at 10 o'clock on Prime, Seattle, San Diego. Seattle, San Diego. Seattle plus 160, San Diego plus 180, draw plus 3. I like the draw at plus 220. Okay, Saturday, 7:30 on Ion, Gotham, North Carolina, and 10 o'clock on Ion, Portland, Washington. And then Sunday, 1 o'clock on CBS, Houston, KC, 6 o'clock Orlando, Louisville, and 8 o'clock Bay FC against Chicago. The USL Saturday, busy slate. 4 o'clock Memphis, Tampa, 6:30 Charleston, Hartford, 7 o'clock Loudoun, Detroit, North Carolina, Rhode Island, Pittsburgh, Miami, Birmingham, Tulsa, 7:30, 8:30 San Antonio, Oakland, 9 o'clock Colorado, El Paso, 10 o'clock Monterey Bay and Indy 6, 10:30 Vegas, New Mexico, and Phoenix and Sacramento. All right, and I'm quickly going to see if there's Scottish Premiership. Yes, Saturday, Aberdeen, St. Johnstone, Celtic Hearts, Dundee St. Mirren, Motherwell, Livingston, and Ross County, Hibernian. And Sunday at 8 o'clock is Rangers and Kilmarnock. So there you have it for soccer. Now I'll move on to golf. We will go over the current leaderboard for the CJ Cup Byron Nelson, formerly known as the AT&T Byron Nelson. Your leader right now at the score of 8 under is Matt Wallace, tied for second with 7 under Taylor Pendrith and Alex Loren, along with Chasen Hadley and Davis Riley. Tied for 6 with 6 under Ben Coles, Alex Mully, Hayden Buckley, Brad Hoffinger, Hayden Buckley, Jake Knapp, Kelly Kraft, Justin Lauer's tied for 12th with 5 under with Keith Mitchell, Jason Day, Nate Lashley, Max Gracerman, Davis Lipsky, Nick Dunlap, David Skins, and Trevor Whitney. Tied for 21st with 4 under Cam Champ, Danny Berger, Nicholas Echeverria, Joseph Blumlett, Ben Martin, Matt McNeely, Chris Cotterup, Max McGreevy, Matt McNeely we already did, Ryan McCormick, Carson Young, Dylan Wu, B.U. Hostler, Adam Schenk, Joel Dahman, Nick Carty, Stefan Yeager, Zach Johnson, Byung Ganon, Austin Cook, Raja Campos, and Tiaga Simakawa. Tied for 42nd with 3 under, CAU, Kevin Chappell, Scott Piercy, Taylor Hogue, Jordan Spieth, Doug Gim, Matthias Schmidt, Alex Baddeley, Callum Tarrant, Zicheng Du, Raul Parita, Austin Smotherman, Bill Haas, Chris Kim, Luke List, Sung Hoon Kang, Norman Zong, Kyung-Hoo Lee, Min-Woo Lee, Martin Laird, Henrik Norlander, Adrian DeMont the Chazard, Alejandro Tosti, and Chan Kim. Now we're going to do notables. Tied for 66th with 2 under, Ben Griffin, Pat Gazier, Ryan Palmer, Matt Kuchar, Tom Kim, Sang No, Robert McIntyre, Jimmy Walker, Saibu Kim, Justin Sue, Thomas Dietrich, Vincent Whaley, Troy Merritt, Aaron Ray, Ryan Fox, Harrison Endicott, Alexander Jort, Kevin Doherty, Pearson Cootie. Tied for 89th with 1 under, Kevin Kisner, Victor Norman, Cesar V, Grayson Sieg, Matt Neesmith, Robbie Shelton, Brandon Wu, Richie Wierenski, Grayson Higo, Lucas Griffin, Jonathan Vegas, Scott Stevens, Brant Snecker, Andrew Novak. Tyson Alexander, Ryan Moore, Sam Ryder, S.H. Kim, Nate Watney, Parker Cootie, Nate Watney, Stuart Sink tied at even with 114th with Mackenzie Hughes, Mark Hubbard, Zach Blair, Paul Fishburne, Trevor Crow, Mac Meisner, Will Furr, Peter Quest, J.J. Spawn, Chad Ramey, Adam Scott, Kevin Tway, Yuchen Yuan, Ben Silverman, Paul Barjan, tied for 134th with over CT Pond, Matt Trainer, James Hahn, Sammy Valimaki, David Thompson, Robert Brem, Harry Springer, Eric Barnes, Camilo Vegas, tied for 144th with 2 over with Roger Sloan, Seamus Power, Chandler Phillips, Wesley Bryant, Ben Taylor. Actually, no, Brian Taylor and Bryce Gardner are tied for 149th with 3 over with Scott Kuchesky, 155th with 6 over Kevin Strillman, and 156th with 9 over Taylor Montgomery. Okay, now move on to NASCAR. This weekend, they will be racing in Kansas. We'll start with the trucks Saturday night at 8 o'clock. I'm going to pull up the odds really quickly. So a rare Saturday night race for the trucks. I'm just going to pull up the odds for this race. So my pick to win this, I'm going to go with Brett Moffitt at 12-1 for the Heart of America 200. And then the Cup race, 3 o'clock on Sunday from Kansas. The Advent Health 400, I'm going to pick... I don't like a lot of the value here on the board. I'm going to throw a dart. I think this guy's due. Ross Chastain, 22-1. I don't think I've ever picked Ross Chastain for a Cup win, but here we go. All right, Formula One is also racing this weekend as they'll be racing on Sunday from Miami Grand Prix, from the International Autodrome in Miami. I'm going to see if there's odds to race. Yes. Max Verstappen is minus 600. Sergio Perez, 11-1. Carlos Sainz is 18. So is Charles Leclerc and Lando Norris. And then it drops. Lewis Hamilton's 45. If anybody has value, it's Sergio at 11-1. But I do expect Max Verstappen to win this race yet again. All right, now we'll move on to the American Idol. We have a new episode coming up on Sunday, 8 o'clock on ABC. It is Adele week, and it is also Sing a Song That Makes You Want to Dance. It is the top 7. They go down to 5 after this, and then it's Disney for Mother's Day next week. So that should be a lot of fun. So, all right, so songs I can picture everybody singing. Abby, a make you want to dance song that I could see her singing. I could see her singing, I could see her going out of her comfort zone and singing like J-Lo's On the Floor. And for Adele, I'm going to say she sings Someone Like You and is on the piano because it's Abby. Tristan, a song that makes him want to get up and dance. It'd be funny if I predicted Country Girl for him because I had him singing that last week or picked him to potentially sing that last week. But I'm going to pick, for Tristan, I'm going to say this is a good one for him because he has so many good options sitting there. But I have a good one for Will, which we'll get to him. It's an old school country that I have in my head for him. Last Night would have been a good one, but I feel like that's too, I don't know if that's too dancey. But I think that, Will could potentially go in a lot of different directions. And I think that he is going to sing Luke Bryan's 1 margarita, 2 margarita, 3 margarita shot. It's just appropriate for him to sing a Luke song. Jack. Ooh. Oh, and Tristan for Adele. I could see him singing Ease on Me. Jack. Last week I picked him to sing Wanna Be Starting Something as a potential Judge's Choice song. But I could also see him singing Somebody's Watching Me by who sings that? Rockwell. For songs that makes him want to dance. And then Jack for Adele. I could see him singing Easy on Me. If I just picked Tristan for that. So for Jack, I'm going to go with Hello. McKenna. Song that makes her want to dance. She's definitely going to have to come out of her comfort zone for that. And I am going to say for Adele, she'll sing Set Fire to the Rain. And songs that makes her want to dance, I am going to say she... I was going to pick Flowers for somebody or a Miley song for even McKenna, but I could see her singing like Cyndi Lauper, like Girls Just Want to Have Fun or something different like that. Emmy. I thought of a good song that makes me want to dance for Emmy. Adele. I could totally see her singing Rolling in the Deep. And for songs that make you want to dance, I could see her doing country. I could see her doing Gretchen Wilson's Redneck Woman. Will. I have a good one for him. I could see him doing Joe Diffie Pickup Man for songs that makes him want to dance. Or I could see him doing What Was I Thinking by Dierks Bentley. And I'm going to say the former rather than the latter. I think he would go with Joe Diffie. And then for Adele, I think he's the hardest one to evaluate for Adele. And I can see him singing like some different version of Make You Feel My Love. And Julia Gagnon, I think Adele, she'll thrive. I could see her singing One and Only. And for songs that make me want to dance, I could see her singing Beautiful Liar by Beyonce and Shakira. That'd be a good fit for Julia. Something really like hip. And I think she can hit those Beyonce notes really, really well. So there you have it for Idol. Now we'll move on to the news and notes for today. So the 76ers are just crazy. He thinks it's going to be he had in his mind about it being a wild finish to Sixers-Knicks. Shaq predicted a Sixers blowout, as did Charles Barkley. And the Sixers gave away 2,000 tickets. So ownership bought 2,000 tickets to make sure Knicks fans didn't invade for Game 6, which there were Knicks fans there, let's be honest. There were. And they were loud for Game 4. And I really think that was loser mentality by Philly. Charles Barkley also said the Pacers had to win Game 6 or else it would lose in Game 7 in Milwaukee. Charles Barkley also defended Darvin Ham and Frank Vogel after their teams were eliminated. And listen, finally, somebody agrees with me about Darvin Ham. I mean, Vogel, too, to some extent, because that isn't fair to him that Durant is such a diva. And that'd be just weird of him to be one and done. And then it was reported that Darvin Ham could have been as gone as today, and which is crazy. But if Darvin Ham gets fired, that might have emergency podcast potential. Kawhi Leonard gonna be out for tonight's Game 6 against the Mavs due to a knee injury. Not great. Dame came back for the Bucks against the Pacers, as him and Giannis both tried to come back, but Giannis did not play, obviously. Jimmy Butler is seeking a max deal as he wants a 2-year, $113 million extension this summer. Insane. So the WNBA has some rule changes, as there's a second coach's challenge, a new reset timeout, and others. How about this? Donovan Klingman could go number 1 as he's rocketed up draft boards. That's crazy. Austin Matthews will miss tonight's Game 6 did miss last night's Game 6 because of illness and undisclosed injury. Scouts are high on the Georgia quarterback, Carson Beck. And people think the top quarterbacks in next year's class are him, Shader Sanders, and Quinn Ewers. I like Ewers and Beck. Shader Sanders, I think, is overrated because of his dad. Daniel Jones said he's preparing to play good football amid rumors trying to team up in the draft. Of course, he's saying all the right things. He knows it's his last year at the Giants. Like, let's be honest. If they don't shock everybody, he's gone. Jaylen Warren may return kicks as he says the special teams, Justin Fields may return kicks as Jaylen Warren says Steelers special teams coach has discussing using Fields on special teams. That's annoying. I don't like that at all. Speaking of the Steelers, Najee Harris' option got declined as first running back in team history to reach for 1,000 yards in the first 3 seasons. John Lynch wants to keep Debo and Ayuk as he's doing everything to maintain the roster. Kelly O'Hara to retire as she will close out career following the National Women's Soccer League season. Nick Chubb, injury update. The Browns GM says he has a long way to go, but is progressing nicely. Oklahoma quarterback General Booty transferring after 2 seasons with the Sooners. Not ideal. Speaking of college football, Kirby Smart got a 2-year extension and is now being paid $13 million a year. And now he's the highest paid coach, as he should be. Mountaineers of West Virginia has Coal Rush jerseys as they pay homage to mining industry with really nice alternate uniforms. And the Mets have called up top pitching prospect Christian Scott. So there you have it for the news and notes.